Welcome to Roxtalks, the podcast that helps network marketers grow their business on social media. I'm Roxanne Wilson, and today we're in the midst of the throes of 2021 planning, right? You might be saying, Roxanne, it's December. What are you doing? What I'm doing is getting you ready for the game, get your head in the game. And if you have not listened to last week's, it's a quickie, but it gets you into the first steps of 2021 planning, which is figuring out what your word is, and then really looking at not your year, but your first 90 days, that first quarter of 2021, and asking yourself where you want to be on technically April Fool's, the first when it's all said and done. So if you haven't done that, I want to encourage you actually to stop, pause, go back and listen to that one, because we're just going to build on it. But if you're like, Roxanne, I want to hear what you have to say right now. Okay, this works too. You can go out of order and listen to this. So we'll be right back with 2021. We're going to be talking about your social media plan, you guys. So excited, ladies. So hang tight. Listen, Lindas, couldn't help myself. If you have had some issues with your social media in 2020, who hasn't? If you are ready to work your business in 2021 and make sure your social media is supporting that, I want to invite you to a very special live webinar, masterclass, whatever you want to call it. It's the 13th. That's going to be this coming Sunday, and it's all for you. I'm going to show you how to get off of the social media struggle bus, how to get a strategy set in place for what you're doing on social media so that those things, that activity you're doing on social media, produces new clients, new team members, and new referrals. It's all in one live session. And by the way, not only am I going to let you know exactly how it's done, also, in addition to that, you can get to ask any questions you want. It's live. And I'll also mention this. If you've wondered what it's like in Social Stories membership and you were like, I want to know more, come to that webinar, because you're going to see inside. I'm opening up the door so you can see all the things for you to get off of the social media struggle bus and you to grow your business circa 2021 on social media. To find out more information and to get registered to save your spot for this free live masterclass / webinar, go to socialstoriesmembership.com/webinar. I'll see you then. So it is 2021. We are here. It's almost 2021. It's not really 2021 yet. I'm not wishing away time, but I am taking a portion of your brain and letting you start think about that. We are still in holidays. If you want to hear some of my holiday tips, you're getting them on the regular, aren't you? Just sidebar. That's all happening on Facebook Live. So go to Roxtalks Podcast on Facebook, or you can go to Roxtalks on Instagram and check out the lives go into the IGTV. You can check them out. So there are things you could be doing right now to grow your business holiday wise. But today I want to really, and I'll give you a couple suggestions at the end of this, but today I really want to talk to you about your social media plan for 2021. So hopefully by now you have your word. Love to know your word. By the way, I have my word, and it's faith. I told you that Megan Summerall and I were going to be sitting down and talking all things, and faith is the word. So I'll tell you more about why that's my word. Well, I can tell you now. The reason that is my word, and that is not my word. I'm still getting used to my word. It's actually trust, which faith and trust are very similar, but trust. The reason that trust is my word, this is why we do it early so we can get attached to it. And I could have edited this part out and just gone with it, but no. Trust is my word because I know that I need to trust in what I've built and how it's working, and it's working beautifully. But the demons come in, and I need to trust, but also trust the process, because there's times where I want things to go a little bit faster for everyone involved, and I've got to trust it. And also, it's my word to remind you that you need to trust the process as well too. You want the magic unicorn. You want snap, it's there. And a successful business is built on a solid foundation, and a solid foundation is not something you just build fly by night. So all those things to say, trust is my word, and I'll be unpacking that more and more as 2021 gets closer. But today, so you've probably, hopefully you have your word, and I want to know your word. So tell me, tag me on social at Roxtalks. Let me know what it is. Email me, whatever. I want to know your word. I want to celebrate that with you. The other thing you had to do, your homework, was to pick a 90-day plan to figure out, really not the plan, but where you want to be when 90 days are over, which is basically April Fool's Day. How appropriate. Where do you want to be? What do you want to have accomplished? And hopefully you've put some real numbers next to that. So not, I want more volume or I want more this. What volume do you want to get? Where do you want it? How many team members do you want to have? Let's put some concrete things on it. And hopefully you've done that. If you haven't, go ahead and pause and do that now. And why I say that is because that's important for this next part. You and I both know that social media is going to help you get to those goals. Now, what we're going to do is talk about how to set up that plan. Now, we can't set up your social media plan until we actually know where you are on the social media journey, or what I like to call the success blueprint. Here's the thing. You don't really know what you should be adding, changing, zhuzhing up unless you know where you are. So my question for you, first and foremost, is really, where are you? So let's talk about this. What is your social media platform that is your jam? It's the one where if you look back in 90 days, you want to say, I got to my goal and I did it with fill in the blank platform. Whichever one jumped out at you, that's the one, not the one you think you should have, not the one your upline told you or your corporate or your daughter. Which one makes you happy and you're like, that's the one, okay? There is no wrong answer. Well, I mean, there is, but there isn't. I mean, if your target market is like 60-some-year-olds and you're like Snapchat, then I'd say then you're wrong. But other than that, you're doing all right. Okay, so you've picked it. I want you to say to yourself right now, I, fill in your name, believe and know that if I rock out my social media platform, this one, and do it and I build up my funnel with social media practices that are tip top, that I can be successful on this one platform. I don't have to do any other platform. Say it with me now. Believe it, because it is true. Okay. Of course, that comes with you being consistent and you trusting the process. Ergo, my trust word. Okay. Once you've picked that, you've probably, I'm going to guess, picked Facebook or Instagram, most likely. Congrats. Now I want you to ask yourself, when it comes to Facebook or Instagram, when it comes to my social media platform, my question for you is, how evolved or how much are you doing on it? Okay. So you're like, well, I don't know. Well, here's my thing. Are you doing social media on your platform just how everyone else has told you, like you see other people in your company doing it? Or do you have an actual strategy around it? Another way to ask the question is, can I tell if I looked, or if a stranger looked at your social media profile, whichever one it is, could they tell within 5 seconds what company you rep? It's what I call, it's my 5-second rule. If they can tell within 5 seconds, then I'm going to say that you're at what I love to call the greeter level of social media. That means you're at a point where you're like, you know what? It's time for me to refresh, restart, and do this right. If not, then maybe you are on another level. And then just sidebar, I'm going to go into all these levels and what to do in these levels. If you come to that webinar, that free live webinar, I go through all of this. If you're not registered for it, get registered for it. socialstoriesmembership.com/webinar and come, because it's going to help you. And frankly, if you want to get the social media thing right, if you want it to help you and propel you for your 90-day goals and beyond, then you should come to this, because it's going to be the last time I'm offering this webinar this year, getting you ready for 2021. Okay, so if you failed the 5-second rule, then you are agreed and you really need to come. Well, yeah. Then you know that your focus now and in the 90 days is learning great social media practices for network marketing. And that doesn't mean spammy Tammy, so that you can build upon that to get to the goal you want to get to. And I believe in starting at the very beginning, a very good place to start. And that is A-okay. All right. Because you're not behind, you're not ahead. You're exactly where you need to be. All right. Now, if you're like, I've been rocking my social media, Roxanne, but I know there's some twists and turns that I need to be working on. I don't know what they are. Maybe you're on Facebook and you're doing your content, but you're not getting engagement on your content. And you're like, zoinks. Well, maybe we need to talk about your content because there's some things you can do to get more engagement on your content. First of all, maybe your content, that engagement. And of course, don't forget those 2021 engagement templates. They're still available. Yes, they are. Just go to socialstoriesmembership.com/2021. Okay. So it might be your content, or it might be that, hey, you're rocking the content, but you know that Facebook and or Instagram, whichever you're on, has all these new bells and whistles, and you're not really sure how to use them for your business. But you know that using them is wise because that platform is going to benefit or going to raise everything you do because you're using that new thing. For example, if you're using reels or guides on Instagram, because those are the new kids, they're less than 6 months. I mean, reels is less than 6 months. Guides is like an infant. You know that if you use those, Instagram says thank you. And so we're going to show your stuff to more people. But you may not know how to use it for you. You might look at reels and go, oh my gosh, Roxanne, I don't want to do a dancing video. I don't dance. How can I use this? Well, then we should really talk because there's ways that are specific for growing your business. You, the network marketer, on social media with that. So maybe what you need to do in the first 90 days is go, yeah, you know what? I'm on Instagram. I don't use reels. I don't use guides. I don't use stories. Maybe I should start using one or all of those. Then that's going to be what you're going to focus on for the 90 days. It's not just learning the ins and outs or looking at someone who's an influencer who has nothing to do with what you do and doing it like they're doing it. It's figuring out what works for your target market, for your brand, for what you've got out there. That's what I teach. That's what I do. So I got you. Okay. On Facebook, maybe you realize, golly gee willikers, Facebook Lives, I haven't done them. I could add that. That could help me get to my 90-day goal because you and I both know that Facebook Lives are the thing. Facebook has come out and told you that is what is growing. That is what they're showing that's what the algorithm loves. Feed that algorithm. So you're like, okay, that is what I'm going to implement. Now, maybe you do Facebook Lives, but you do one a week. Well, I would say then let's just get you doing 2. Let's get you to a point where you're doing more, or let's fine tune the ones you were doing so that they're reaching more people, they're engaging more people, they're causing more people to know, like, trust you and buy from you and join your team. So that might be the thing that you're like, I am going to focus on that this 90 days. I got it. I'm doing it. Okay. Maybe you've got that going on, but your DMs, like, they're following you, they're watching, you're engaged, and you just don't know how to get from, wow, we're having a good time to, wow, now we're dating. And so as a result, they end up in the friend zone, and you don't want to end up in the friend zone. In the friend zone, you're never going to get married. Okay. So then what we need to do is be working on you. You need to say, my 90-day goal is to work on my communications. I like to call it sliding into DMs. P.S. And by the way, I'm going to remind you right now, we go through all of these levels and layers of what I'm telling you right now, which is I'm actually giving you a little glimpse into the social stories success blueprint that helps and grows your business on social media. Okay. So maybe that's the thing. You're like, I'm going to really, maybe you're like, I dropped the ball. You know, that people are commenting. I'm not actually engaging back with them. I'm not getting them off of my social, or I'm having conversations with them, or golly, I'm having conversations with them, but I'm not actually getting them off of social media and onto my list. So that might be the thing that you say, that's what I need to be working on. Because you and I both know that you and I do not own, well, maybe Zuckerberg's watching and listening. So hey there. But if it's not Zucky watching or listening, we don't own Facebook. We don't own Instagram. We don't own LinkedIn. We don't own any of these things. YouTube, we don't. So as a result, we've got to get people off of social media onto our list. Can I just say shout out to my Social Stories members and my elite members, because I'm telling you, as I was pulling them along on the road of get your list, we're doing this list thing, we're doing this list, and of course with holiday guides and stuff, it came to fruition anymore. They were like, we trust you because you're you, Rox, but okay. And now, oh my gosh, they're like, email aholics doing great things and getting great open rates, which means that their audience is opening them, clicking through, buying things, doing all the things. I am so pleased. Y'all, some of them, it took me a good year to get them on that train. You know who you are. That's okay. You came there eventually. It's all in your time. But they're seeing the beauty and the strength in having your list off of social media. Oh, I love social media. Don't think I don't. I'm all for social media. I am like social media, you're my jam. But I also know that you engage with people where they are, which is on social media, and you make it in an environment so they want to engage with you off of social media. Your email list. Okay. So then maybe you're rocking that, but you're like, Roxanne, I need to be working on nurturing that, my list. There's other things that I know, the other layers that I could be doing, or maybe I don't even know what they are, but I need help with those. That's what I need to be focused on my 90 days. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So my question for you is, you've heard really things you could be doing all along the way. Now, some of you might be saying, yes, I need all of that. I'll take one of each, please, and maybe two of the other. No, pick one. What is one that you know that you need to work on and to get rolling? And I'm going to give you a little hint. I did those in sequential order. I did those and shared you those with you step by step by step by step. So if you're like, I need all of those, and wow, that email thing sounds like fun, but I also realize that if you looked at my social media page right now, you could tell what company I work for within 5 seconds. Then my suggestion to you is say, awesome, email-y thingy. I am so going to put you in what I love to call the cell phone lot. Like, like back when we used to fly all the time, cell phone lot. So you could like, the person picking you up would hang out in the cell phone lot and then you'd call them on the cell phone. You used to call me on the cell phone, bump, 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 bump. And then you get to leave the cell phone lot because the plane's landed and then then you get to connect. Whatever that thing was that shiny, squirrely object that you were really tempted to work on, if it was one of the latter things, and there was something I said earlier that you need to work on, then you take that, you put all of those in the cell phone lot. It will wait for you there until you use to call it on the cell phone, and then it'll come back. Okay. So whatever that thing was, that first thing, that's what you want to be working on. That's what you want to be building on for your 90 days. It's going to be fantastic. I believe in you, but I will say this. It is hard to do it on your own. Girl, it is hard and sometimes darn near impossible to do it on your own. Do I think you can? I do. Do I think that it would be better for you to do it in a community of people who are doing it and doing it right? Absolutely. So I would encourage you to come to the live webinar and hear some more information about all these details and then see, you might find a spot for you to help you get through all of these things. Okay. All right. I want to hear what you came up with. I want to know what that one thing is in your social media plan and strategy that you're going to start working on that is going to help build your business. What I know to be true is if you do all of them, if you're like, it all sounds good, it's going to be a whole cluster of, nothing happened. But if you pick one and we work on that one thing, it is going to help you. Now, could you get done with that one thing before 90 days? Absolutely. And if you do, then we'll go to the next thing in sequential order. But let's start with the first thing. And let's know that doing that and getting better at that is going to help you along the way get to your 90-day goal for your business. All right, we're going to be right back with so many goodies. I can't even stand it. I'm going to be gone for like 2 seconds. I'll see you in a bit. Why I'm excited right now is because a couple things. If you did not hear what I said, I want to encourage you to, or you need to hear it more. If you want to see it in print, come to the live webinar. Y'all, it's titled How to Get Off the Social Media Struggle Bus, because that is my forte, getting you off the struggle bus and onto the stuff for the good stuff. This is a perfect time for you to be all in on that so that you can grow your business in 2021 and beyond. And I want you to come and learn and ask any questions you have so you can get clarity on that. Do not miss this very important webinar. I will see you there. You need to get registered though. So to get registered, go ahead and go to socialstoriesmembership.com/webinar. Okay. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of behind the scenes of what's shake and bacon. Today, I'm recording this on the 2nd of December. So, by the way, P.S. And by the way, congratulations, you made it through the holiday. I just feel like you had some great wins. I know that my social stories community, membership community, they had some amazing wins. Like literally, we set a 90-day plan for them. Sound familiar? 90 days, the last quarter of the year, and they had goals, numbers they wanted to hit in those 90 days. Would you believe that many of them blew through their goals for the 3 months? Boom. That literally, and for their team as well too, their volume goals. Literally, the holiday Black Friday / Cyber Monday week literally got them to the point where everything else now is gravy. Now, does that mean they stopped? Oh, absolutely not. In fact, what we've done today, we just kicked off a very special 6-week boot camp that I do with my members called the Volume Branding Bootcamp. And what that is what it sounds like. It's building the volume, whether you want it to be team or personal, but building that volume in a big way. You might be thinking, Roxanne, aren't you focusing on holidays? I am. Giving them lots of holiday nuggets. I have some for you today as well, too. But I also know, just like I started with my members on holiday in September, and I still felt that was kind of late. So you better believe that right now in December, we're getting ready for the next quarter. We're not going to wait till the first, and everyone is like tired of the first or the second to figure out what are my goals for this month. The month already started. The year already started. We're working on that right now. And the 6-week volume building branding bootcamp is putting into play all those things. So they're doing things right now on their social media, y'all, that will get them in gear for the volume building happening. Boom. Plop beautifully in January. So excited. So I'll keep you posted on that. Also of note, little update on the Social Media for Network Marketers Summit, which, by the way, you can get on the waiting list. I will give you that link. I will put it, how about this? I will put it on this episode's show notes if you want to get on the waiting list so you can be first in the doors for that. It is the second, yes, one, or I guess you call that the first annual, second time it's first annual. I think that's right. Anyway, alas, it will be in February, and I am so excited about the guests. As you know, for those of you who don't know, so one of my passions, well, obviously, is helping you and helping you grow in the social media arena. And so this year I put together a summit for network marketers about social media. Now, here's what's interesting about summits. Typically people feel like, oh, are you in network marketing? If you're in network marketing, then you have to come speak. But if you're not, you can't come speak. I don't buy that. What I did this year and what I'm doing for next year's as well too, is finding the best thought leaders on any of the topics when it comes to social media. Not, oh, are you a network marketer? Because what I know is this, and you know this too in your heart of hearts, online selling, entrepreneurship is the same with a little twist. And so what I love is at the summit, I'm able to filter through and talk them through to make sure that what they're offering and what they're talking about and the subject, all those things is in through the filter of a network marketer. That's what you have me, right? But you're also getting the cutting edge, the good stuff. And so I am I can't tell you yet who's coming, but let me just tell you, I put out my wish list to my amazing summit team. They rock, the summit production team. And when I get they said yes. I'm like, shut up. In fact, I told Megan, who was returning for the summit again I told her, and she was like, you got who? I'm like, I know, which means that I'm just going to be like total like trying to focus when I interview them, but I'm very excited. I can't tell you who's yet, but it's going to be fantastic. And there's so many good names. You're going to love, love, love it. Anyhow, that is coming up. Don't forget, that's in February. So just know that February 15th, I'm telling you the date, 15th, that week, you're busy. Block the time out, because it is, if you enjoyed last year's, you are going to love, 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 love this year's, or next year's, I should say. If you enjoyed this year's, you're going to love See, I'm already in 2021. What am I doing? Okay, so then those are the big things. The other thing I want to tell you, I told you I was going to give you some holiday tips. One big thing that if you have not done yet, you can do right now is what I love to call social media scrubbing. What that is go back. If you had any specials, anything going on that is no longer available, it's time for you to erase it. Y'all, this is a big time to do that because think about it. You just had Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Did you erase those? Did you take those down? If you're in a company like Scout and Seller, you guys are doing the 12 days of gifts must, which is awesome. But those offers are good one day. So take that stuff down. Why? Because as a consumer, I'm annoyed if I can't get the special. I am annoyed because if I go to any retail store and they happen to leave the sign up, they typically honor it, but you won't. That's not fair. Also, you make me think, right? If you leave that up, that I just need to wait for a special. So if you don't have a special going on, I'm just going to wait. Sit here and wait till you come up with one for me. You don't want that. So scrub that information. Also, this time of year, we get away with doing more product-y sell things, but that does not mean we leave them up there. We take them down because when people look, we want them to see our whole body, our 360 view of ourselves. So social media, scrub that puppy now. This is your tech tip, by the way, holiday/tech tip to make sure you're working on. The other thing is this, if you do not know, and some of them have passed by the time you listen to this, so I know that's to be true, but if you do not know your last day for guaranteed shipping at the regular rate shipping or free shipping, find out that date. That is an systematic, automatic, I talk in song, special sense of urgency that you guys can use. So use that to your advantage right now till it's done. Okay, that's your big, that's if you have no other special going on, even if you do, make sure you make that a big deal. That's an excuse to talk to people, to share with them about that. So definitely take advantage of that. Okay. All right. I am going to leave you. Can I just tell you how much I adore you all, each and every one of you? Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you've got your head is probably, we put a lot in this episode, a lot for next year, a lot for this year, a lot for you to think about. What I hope you do is join me on the 13th. I believe that's a Sunday. Just go to socialstoriesmembership.com/webinar. Invite your friends to it and your upline too. And if you're someone who's been binging on this, but you're not telling your upline sidelines, you're just making life harder for yourself. If you know that these things are helping you, help pay it forward and help someone else. So invite them to the webinar as well too. I'd love to see you all there and shout out and let me know that you're like, I'm here from the podcast, because I would love to cheer you on and just shout you out during the webinar. All right, you guys, you are not ahead. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. And I, for one, am so happy you're here with me. Thanks for listening to Roxtalks. I will see you next week with another great episode, getting you ready to grow your business in 2021, but also keep that momentum going through the end of the year. Take care. See you next week on Roxtalks.